Time being 6 o'clock, I'm going to call the Board of Health meeting to order. All members are present. Would everyone please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Try not to rough you up anymore.
The first item on our agenda are public announcements, specifically health announcements from the health department. Thank you. I'll turn it over to our health agent, Chris Schultz.
Okay. I'll try to keep it brief. I know at the last meeting, Lindsay talked briefly about West Nile virus and Triple E, so there's been some changes to that since then. Currently, for Triple E, Abington is at low risk. There have been no animal or human cases found. There were positive mosquitoes in Bridgewater, Halifax, and Rockland. For West Nile virus, Abington is at moderate risk. There were positive mosquitoes found in Whitman, East Bridgewater, Marion, Middleborough, Abington, Brockton, Plymouth, and Rockland. No animal or human cases for West Nile virus either. If anybody wants more specific information on risk areas and what to do, MassGov arbovirus update is the place to go. And just for our Abington residents, to protect yourself, use repellent with DEET or oil or lemon eucalyptus. Avoid dusk to dawn outdoor activities when mosquitoes are most active. Wear long sleeves, pants, and socks outdoors. Repair window and door screens. Eliminate any standing water around your home. And if you are interested in having your property sprayed, contact Plymouth County Mosquito Control at their website or phone number, and they'll put you on the list. That's it.
All right. Any questions for the health department from the board?
That's it. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Then we'll get moving here. So the next item on our agenda are public appointments. We have several public hearings that have kind of been lumped into one agenda item. I have some procedural related things I need to speak through, and then we'll kind of get into how these things are going to work. So this public hearing is to hear evidence regarding violations of 105 CMR 665 for the town of Abington. The Abington Board of Health is a 5-member board that is elected for a 3-year term. The duty of the board is to promote and protect public health of the residents of Abington. The board derives its authority from the Massachusetts legislature. The members are myself, Aaron Christian, as the chairman, Katie Van Nest, our vice chair, Carol Dolan, Susan Emery, and Jason Harris. Christopher Schultz is the health agent for Abington. The health agent is an employee of Abington. His duties are to carry out the wishes of the board, assist in the enforcement of our regulations, and deal with the day-to-day operations of the Board of Health. It is the duty of the Board of Health to promote and protect the public health of the residents of Abington. The board derives its authorities from the Massachusetts legislature. The purpose of the hearing is to collect information regarding alleged violations of 105 CMR 665, minimum standards for retail sale of tobacco and electronic nicotine delivery systems. Before we begin taking any testimony, and in the interest of time, we ask that you adhere to the following ground rules. When addressing the Board of Health, you must fully identify yourself by name, address, and the retailer that you represent. Please be considerate of those persons who are speaking, whether you agree or disagree with them, and refrain from commenting out of turn. Any person showing verbal disrespect to those speaking will be asked to leave the hearing. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation. May I have a motion to open the hearing?
I will make a motion to open the hearing.
We have a motion and a second from Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. The hearing is open. Remember that the question before the Board of Health is, did the sale take place or did a violation of state law take place? If the sale took place or a violation of state law occurred, the amount of the fine is mandated by state law, as well as a permanent suspension for the first sale, if that is the violation we're speaking of. Each retailer will have a separate hearing. At this time, I am going to turn over the hearing to representatives of the Mass Health Officers Association who are with us virtually, who served as the tobacco control inspector for this particular period.
Hello, my name is Kathleen Dufour. I am the Retail Tobacco Inspector Trainer for the Massachusetts Health Officers Association and conducted the compliance checks with an underage buyer on July 15th, 2025. What retailer would you like to start with?
We have on our agenda to start with, oh, sorry, wrong page, Abington Vape and Smoke. I don't know if anybody present from here. No.
Okay.
Abington Vape and Smoke. No. None present. The next one is Universal Smoke Shop.
Okay.
Yeah, want to come sit here for us?
Is there a chair there?
Should we pull them forward more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can,
All right, I'm just gonna move the chairs up
Yeah.
closer to the microphone. Here, don't sit down yet.
no, it's right here.
Oh,
Because
that one.
that's for this.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way, that way. Perfect. Okay.
So if you're ready, I will read the facts.
Yep. I think we're good, Kathleen.
Okay. At 12:41 p.m. on 7/15/25, an underage buyer was able to enter Universal Smoke Shop, 6 Brighton Street, to purchase a pack of Marlboro cigarettes for $13.18 from an adult male clerk with no questions asked, no ID check. Upon entering the establishment, this would be a violation of CMR 105 at 665. So the first offense is that the underage buyer was able to enter the shop without being ID checked. And then additionally, there's a second offense of being able to purchase the tobacco with no ID check. So that would be a violation. If it is one violation, one fine, that would be a violation, a fine of $1,000 and up to 30-day suspension of sales. If it is stacked, then it would be a first violation for being able to enter the establishment of $1,000 and then an additional violation of $2,000 for a total of $3,000 with up to 30-day suspension of sales.
Okay. So, assuming that's all for now, just before I give you a
Well,
chance.
actually,
you had, okay, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry,
No, perfect. I'm glad we saw the board.
I do want to make a note of the fact that this establishment had a suspension, was currently on at that time a 90-day suspension from the Department of Revenue. So according to your local regulations, the board may, in section S2, the board had the opportunity to conduct a permit revocation at that time during the DOR suspension. So they possibly could not have been selling any tobacco products at that time with no local permit. So I just wanted to make that distinction, that there was an opportunity for the board to have their permit revoked or suspended during that period, during the Department of Revenue suspension.
Mr. Chair, can I jump in and interrupt for
Sure.
a second?
Yep.
My name's Sarah McColgan. I'm the director of the Tobacco Control Program for MHOA. And I think that Ms. Dufour is referring to a license suspension for Universal Smoke Shop and not Abington Vape. Abington Vape, this was their first sale. It was also the first time that we know of that an underage person was allowed to enter without being ID'd at the door. But when we get to Universal Smoke Shop.
We're talking about Universal Smoke Shop right now.
This is?
Yeah, Abington
I'm sorry.
Smoke and Vape is not present with us.
Yeah, we skipped over Abington
I'm
Vape
sorry.
and Smoke.
It's okay.
Okay. So she is totally right, and I misheard.
Sorry, we moved through that kind of quick. So, all right. So there's just one more piece I want to read. I want to give you an opportunity to speak. So really, just want to remind everybody here that the question is whether the sale took place to somebody under 21 or a violation of state law or policy occurred. That's the question before us at this point in time. So, with that, give you an opportunity to say your piece.
Yeah, we just wanted to clarify so this says, like, I think, I don't know if she was talking about Universal Smoke Shop, but, this, like, she mentioned, like, they didn't ID when the person entered the store,
Mhm.
but we don't have, it's like a convenience store. Like, the name is, like, says Smoke Shop,
Mhm.
but it's not like, I believe we're not required to, because it's not like a 21 plus establishment.
So,
So
well,
we just wanted to understand why
that you asked for ID for sale of tobacco.
no, like when you enter the store, we're not required to ask for ID at that time.
You sell other items other than tobacco and vape products?
Yeah, it's
Candy.
like a convenience store.
It's like
It's
we
not-
sell candy and all that stuff.
Beverages.
The name has smoke shop, but it's not actually like a plus 21.
Is that what you're licensed as?
Yeah.
So you're talking about this, and this is the sheet everyone has here, the additional violation. Failure to inspect the individual's valid government-issued photographic identification and determine the individual's age prior to said individual entering said tobacco retail store. Am I understanding your concern is more that they were allowed to enter the store? You don't
Yeah.
have a prohibition against that?
Yeah.
Is that something you can speak to, or somebody?
And it's a standalone tobacco shop.
Yeah.
The only thing they have is prepackaged candy and drinks, which are, as we discussed with our board, is not under the purview of this board. I don't know how those licenses work. They're only licensed as a tobacco store. It was my impression that that's required to be a 21 plus. I could be wrong.
Mr. Ford, could you chime in for that?
My understanding is that if you are a tobacco only and incidental, that you're not allowed to have any other products that are not related to tobacco, accessories to tobacco, things like that. So, Sarah, do you have any clarification on that?
No, I think, as far as incidental is concerned, they're not supposed to have anything, as you said, that's not related to the sale of tobacco. I would look at, never having been in the store, I would look at what is the primary product being sold in the store. Is it primarily a convenience store where a number of different convenience type items are being sold? Or is it primarily a tobacco vape shop where that's the main method of selling, or those are the main products. And so I think you can determine it that way. If it is in fact a convenience store, I guess I would just want to make sure that the store is not selling any electronic nicotine devices with a nicotine content of over 35 milligrams, because we had on record that it was a tobacco shop, which would allow them to sell a higher amount of nicotine content. But if the board determines that they are not a tobacco shop and are in fact a convenience store based on what they're selling, then they need to make sure that they don't sell that higher amount.
Can you gentlemen speak to that?
Yeah. Sure. When the Commonwealth, Massachusetts, the inspector guy came, he called the state and he checked my license, the state license, and he told me I'm allowed only 3%, not 5%.
Yeah.
He called
That
make
is
sure.
correct.
So we would be a convenience store and not a smoke shop at this point? Okay. Am I understanding that correctly? Okay.
So, I mean,
Correct.
I guess the only thing I would say too to that is I think in the letter that we had given out was still only for a first violation of the fact that tobacco was sold to somebody over 21.
Mhm.
So regardless of that violation, that actually wasn't really even our radar when we gave what we gave to you for a suggested suspension, what we plan to do. So I don't, should that not be true, that still doesn't change what had gone out
The
before.
first part is kind of moot at this point in time, but the secondary component still is on the table.
Yes, that somebody under 21
Correct.
purchased.
Yeah, so then we understand the 1,000 fine
Yep.
for selling to under 21. But then on the bottom here, this says, please pay 2,000 to town of Abington. That's why we
It does
were
say that.
confused.
Yeah, because that's the second fine too. Which
After
actually
Just
Under
check
the-
first violation here.
Hmm?
This is his first violation check.
there's two first violations.
Oh,
One for the
One
90-day suspension.
Yes, we did the 90 days. It
No.
was a nicotine suspension, right?
no,
So
this
we
is,
checked-
I understand.
Okay.
Do you want to,
Because the understanding was that it was a tobacco store, so it's 21 only. So those are the two offenses. So as Christine said, that actually is a second offense,
Right.
which would be 3,000. I had put my understanding, I thought it was both first offenses, so we put for two.
Mhm.
So it's nothing to do with the DOR
right,
suspension.
this is still separate.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm,
And also, we did take the nicotine, all the vapes out for 90 days.
Mhm.
We did that one.
Okay.
Just the only cigarette and
Right.
pipes and.
Right, which is still separate from
Okay.
exactly what this is here.
So that was one of my questions
Correct,
too.
I will
They-
interject
Yep.
for one moment and just remind that if a suspension is imposed, that all tobacco products need to be removed from the store for the period of the suspension.
not just vapes, the cigarettes as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're talking
They
about
would need to
this,
take it.
yes, this suspension, not the one that they had already. Correct,
Correct,
okay, yes, yeah. Right, so yeah, this suspension would be all tobacco products off the shelf, just to be
Mhm.
completely transparent on that. Okay,
Okay. So we have the $1,000 fine on the table for the sale of underage.
so Chris, my understanding though, if are we at 1,000 then?
So I
If
guess
we're just
if it's going to be considered a convenience store,
Then it's 1,000. Okay, so that's the only
Yes.
adjustment to what is written in front of us, so.
Is that what the license is to the town, the convenience store? Is it like, so that would be,
No, they're licensed strictly as a tobacco retailer.
okay, is that gonna change though?
Yes, so you're
Okay.
going to have to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They-
we had
they
waived it
asked
before because you were just linking it, but you're going to have to register as a retail.
Oh.
But that'll get you covered.
Okay. Is there any other additional testimony from the health agent, from anybody else? Yeah, add on, because I think that just about covered any specific issues. You folks?
The new days make a little.
Okay. All right. That being said, you guys can have a seat if you'd like. Is there a motion to close the hearing?
Wait, I have a question now. So we're agreeing that, what about the suspension? So that will be for the full 21 days, correct?
Well, so on my script, it says the Board of Health will now have a discussion of the incident, so let's.
Okay, but they don't need to be a part of, that's our.
No, that's for us to have the discussion.
Okay,
yes.
okay, yes.
So
Thank you.
I will ask again, is there a motion to close the hearing?
I will
make a
make a
motion.
motion. Jason, I'll second Jason.
Okay, there we go. Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. With that,
Thanks, guys. You can go back to your seats.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so the Board of Health, we're going to chat about this now. Comments are closed, additional comments will not be entertained. I see no reason to change our course of action. I think 21 days is sufficient for what occurred.
Can I ask a question? How long has this business been in Abington?
Do you know how long?
Not very.
Okay,
They've been permitted for 2 years and the shop just opened
yeah, I know,
like 4 or 5 months ago.
kinda not a good start.
No.
Okay, with that, I guess, vote to, or actually, I don't think we need to vote to do anything. We've,
We've
any,
already kind of
yeah, any
decided.
motion to change what we've already done?
No motion.
No.
I would have been
Okay.
nice.
All right, so we will move forward with a 21-day suspension and the $1,000 fine as we discussed. There. Okay.
That's effective October 1st.
October 1st, yeah, nothing changes. Okay. Is there a motion to open the next hearing?
I will make a motion to open the next hearing.
I will second.
Motion from Katie, second from Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? It is unanimous. Abington Sunoco at Bedford Street. come and join us.
Sure.
Let's just make sure we do this. So again,
I didn't get their names and addresses for the other guys. I don't think they said them. Sorry,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think so
hunt them
either.
down. I can
well,
call and ask.
it's not
Okay.
important right now.
May I have your name, please?
That was going to be my next
Jim
question.
Stone.
Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
I'm taking meeting minutes. That's why I need it.
Kathleen, when you get a chance, inspector testimony.
Okay. With regards to Abington, Sunoco, 907 Bedford Street, at approximately 11:55 a.m. on 7/15/25, an underage buyer was sent in to purchase Marlboro cigarettes for $13.48. From an older adult male clerk. The buyer was not ID checked and was able to purchase the cigarettes with no questions asked.
Mr. Sun, whatever you.
That's what happened. They came in, they got cigarettes, and it's very unfortunate, but that's what happened. I reprimanded the staff member. I looked into a way to try to prevent it in the future. I think I've come up with a way to do it. I gotta tell you, cigarette tobacco is a very small part of my business, but it's a part of the business. My customers want it, we sell it. It's been that way since the 60s. My software has the ability, and I didn't know this until I looked into it, to scan somebody's license.
Recording in progress.
It has the ability to scan somebody's license and then it's go and no go. I had no idea it worked that way, but it does. I brought with me a company policy signed by all my employees. Currently, as of the day I got this notice, anybody that comes in, we have to scan their license. Going to tell you, 99% of the people that come to Abington and Sunoco come in and day out. But how can you say to an attendant, do this one, don't do that one, do this one,
Universal
don't
is
do that
best.
one? But that's what we're gonna do. It's my responsibility. It's my place. That's what we did. You gotta do what you gotta do. I'm letting you know what I did to change it.
I appreciate you taking those actions.
I don't wanna sell cigarettes to minors. Truth be told, I don't even wanna sell them, but people want them.
Thank
Wanna
you.
see it?
Yeah. I personally
trust
don't
your-
need to. Yeah.
I can see the
It's-
top
no.
one and
If you don't want to bring the
love that you
paper
did
home, you
that.
can hand them out, but it's up to you.
Thank
So
you.
there's really nothing more I can do. I did it. You gotta do what you gotta do, and I'll do what I gotta do to prevent it in the future.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I wish I knew about that and the other guys should be doing the same thing. They should be doing this
If their
scan.
system allows it. All right. Any other additional testimony or things related to this? I don't see any. Nope. Okay. Do I have a motion to close the hearing?
Motion to close the hearing.
Motion from Katie, second from Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And we are closed. So discussion on the incident there.
I like his presentation. I appreciate the action that was taken, and I want all of the shops in Abington now to have to implement the scanner if they're able.
I said, I don't have words to say, so anybody?
No.
Yeah,
So-
full disclosure, I use this gentleman's service station. It's very close to where I live. And it's always been a really nice business and always looking out for the public, in my opinion.
I guess, we don't have a decision on whether the fine gets changed. We don't have a decision on whether the license is suspended.
No.
The decision is the length of time. 21 days is what we stuck with everybody. I don't know if we feel differently in this particular scenario.
I think we have to keep it universal.
I was going to say, I think it's fair to do it at the same length of time. I trust that we are not going to have a repeat offense from Abington Sunoco, so on Bedford Street. So I will, for that reason, I think we should keep it the same. Anybody feel contrary? Want to make a motion the other way? No. Okay. So with that, Jim, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you for coming.
You give me the particulars, we'll do.
Yep. You will receive.
I'll be in touch.
Yeah, you'll receive something from us.
Thank you for
Great,
taking
thanks.
that follow-up action.
If I had known, I would have done it sooner.
Understood, understood,
you.
thank you. All right, and I know our last one in attendance, Abington Sunoco on Center Ave. So just, I know you have two separate violations. We're gonna go over each one separately. So we're gonna start with under 21, if you wanna join us, and then we'll handle the other one as a separate thing.
May I have your name, please?
Fahad,
May you spell it
F-A-H-D,
F-A-H-D, F-A-H-D.
D.
Thank you.
Do you need the last name?
Yes.
I-Q-B-A-L.
I-Q-B-A-L.
B-A-L.
Thank you.
Actually, I think we need a motion to open this hearing, so
I will make a motion to open the hearing.
motion to open the hearing. Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that is open. Kathleen?
Regarding Sunoco 336 Center Ave at approximately 1:04 p.m. on 7/15/25, an underage buyer was able to purchase a pack of Marlboro cigarettes for $14.97 from an adult male clerk. The clerk did ask the youth for an ID, but when they said they didn't have one, the clerk sold them the cigarettes anyway. This is a first offense mandating a $1,000 fine and up to 30-day suspension of sales.
All right. Thank you, Kathleen.
Yep. So as, what's her name, Kathleen?
Mhm.
As Kathleen mentioned, that, we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Unfortunately, that happened. We carry this license for 9+ years and we never had any kind of violation. We've been very much strictly and very straight to our employees. Since the day one, any violation they would capture, they will be suspended for XYZ amount of time with no pay, so they all know that. And we stay on top of it and we promote WeID. We wanted to do that. If we wanted to stay in the business, this is our first understanding. I'm sure you guys, any one of you have shop 336 Center Ave, has a beautiful Mary Lou inside and all that. We've been getting renovated. All store was teared down, inside out. And we were still doing our job, what we're supposed to be doing, and we are not supposed to sell any cigarette. We simply tell our employees, train our employees, if you don't know them, ID them. There's no exception for that. So he did ask for an ID and the person didn't have the ID. So that was something new. He didn't know maybe at that time what to do at this point because he thought maybe he's did his job and he's not supposed to sell it, period. But it happened. I'm not gonna bring this anything into as a excuse, but it was not comfortable to run a business with a lot of foot traffic and tear down from top to bottom. Everything was tear down. It's beautiful, brand new store. You guys welcome to step in anytime. Just look at it. But it happened. It's not that we are not following our rules and regulation. We are. But somehow he said he got confused that he did his job and he wasn't expecting this kind of, and he sell it. Then he got that message that he's not able to sell it anymore and he's been suspended for a week, which we already been following for long period of time. It's not just something we started today. And our record is front of town. It's not that we are there and this multiple violation happens. Our teams got changed. We have a new team. They are under trained. They core trained for some laws we cannot spare it, but they are in their getting into the routine kind of thing. We just had a new team and all that. So it was few things were happening and looks like we still did our job and you guys have the right to do your job and we know that we are not here to do anything. It's messed up things the way it's not supposed to be. Obviously we are all human. We can try our best and this is what we are doing. And like the gentleman before said, you guys gotta do a job to do, we got a job to do, and whatever is on table, this is what it is. But we wanted to force our employees to make sure there is no minor sales whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's not acceptable at all. And we promote that. We want it to promote.
I would stress in the future if there was ever an employee who wasn't sure of the protocol in a situation, rather than to push the sale, of course, to find a manager and
We
speak
already-
with them,
yeah,
of course.
We already
Good.
added on our instructions page and we
Good.
already signed it. And anything they are confused about, they are not allowed to make a
Good.
decision right away.
Good.
Either they refuse the sale, they write down a note, or they call the manager or whoever is responsible to just to make sure what he or she has to do moving forward from it. We worked on it. Sorry about that, guys, that happened. We really wanted to be on this chair. We never have been. It's not just a new license. We've been in the town for so long. Everybody knows us. And it's a core connection we have with all our customers for a long period of a time. And it's a family business, and we try our best to, the best we can every single given day.
Well, thank you.
If I may.
Yes, that was my next thing.
Address the retailer. I've already put his address on a postcard with a QR code that leads to a training for clerks with regard to carding, and that might be something that he can add to his training, or if he notices that someone is using their own ID to check, or if they are not carding, that he can have the employees take the training online using this QR code. So I'm going to put that in the mail for him tomorrow.
Yep.
And I just would like to reiterate that we have in the state law, we have what is called the Fenway rule regarding ID checks. And it states that no person shall sell or provide a tobacco product to any individual younger than 21 years old as verified by said person's valid government-issued photographic identification. So even if the clerk knows someone, if they should be IDing them. We call it the Fenway rule because you would not go to Fenway and try to get a beer after standing in that long line without an ID. So it's something easy that people can remember. No ID, no service.
Got it.
Right, well, thank you, Kathleen. Thank you. You can sit there because I know we're going to go through both of these here. Do I have a motion to close this here?
Make a motion to close.
Motion to close from Jason. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. After hearing testimony there, discussion on our part, I think,
It's pretty
yeah,
straightforward.
interest of
The
fairness,
same.
leave
Yep,
things the same.
continuity. So I'll make a motion to open the second.
Yeah, so what we're going to do, I'm going to handle this a little bizarrely on here, but I want to kind of keep these two together. Maybe I should have made the agenda a little differently, but that's on me. Since Deanne's isn't with us, I'm going to skip to the second violation so that you can sit with us now, and then we'll go back and finish up just kind of finalize what we're going to do with the last two retailers. Do I have a motion to open the hearing? And I have a little more to read on this next hearing.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Katie and a second from Carol. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. So this hearing is to hear violations regarding the same 105 CMR 665, but it's a different violation. This is for the sale of flavored tobacco products under 105 CMR and our Board of Health regulations. Everybody should have a copy. It's the one with the different date that's actually 8/13, not August, whatever. Chris, you were the inspector for this one, so if you want to.
Yeah, so when I went in, because with the cease and desist and correction orders for the first offense on the underage 21 sales, I hand delivered those to all the retailers. When I brought it into the Sunoco on Center Ave, I observed on the shelf White Owl cherry tips and cherry wine. Both are flavored products, clearly labeled on the package, flavored. So then I went back to the office, wrote up the violation notice, and went and served it. They were on the shelf for at least a week. I I wasn't able to print out pictures, but if anybody needs to see them, that's the product on the shelf.
They were there.
They were there.
There is no question about it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, there are vapes out there that we know are flavored but don't have a flavor listed on the package. These were clearly marked cherry and wine cherry, which are flavored tobacco products.
You'll get a chance to say your piece, but I just want to highlight to the board. So this is a second violation. So this is a second offense. If you look on the second page of that second, what is this, inspection, cease and desist order, second violation within a 36-month period has been checked with an additional $2,000 fine. So it'd be $3,000 total that has already been fined to the retailer. So with that, I'll give you a chance to say your piece and do your thing.
I guess when it comes all together. So this is the product we cannot make money on. Like, this is not that running product like, you know, we are selling and we're making a lot of money. It was just a mistake through the warehouse, and again, it was just put it on. It was there, and yes, we were not supposed to keep that on. It was unfortunate, but yes, it happened. Sorry about that.
I will say this, you know, when we're kind of thinking about things here, this is the $2,000 fine shall be imposed. The question is not whether the fine should be imposed. The difference with the second offense now is that the question is may be suspended for an additional amount of time. So that's more the question. So we have the confirmation that this was on the shelf. That's going to be the question for us in a moment. Do you have, Chris, you have anything else you wanted to add before I close the hearing on this?
No, I can tell you that when I presented the clerk the findings and pointed it out to him, he did immediately remove it from the shelf. He offered to throw it out. I told him not to do that. Obviously, the manufacturer or the distributor that gave it to them should know better if they do business in Massachusetts. So the fact that it ever ended up on the shelf, you know,
Actually, that mistake gone through two ends. One, the warehouse where we get the stuff, by mistaken, they had to put a original white owl. They put that in, and then he come to my store, and whoever my clerk was, he didn't go through properly, and we fixed that procedure as well. Which I guess we have to just acknowledge them every after so often. So if he would have gone through the list properly, then you know that would be my honest opinion.
Well, thank you. With that, I would entertain a motion to close this hearing.
Make a motion.
Motion from Jason, a second.
I'll second.
Second from Susan. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Sorry, that was kind of quick. So I think we're already suspending for 21 days. If this was a different amount of time or a different time period, that would be different. You know, maybe other folks see this differently, but that's
Personally, I'm against the additional 21 days. I think a good lesson's been learned here.
7 days is the maximum.
Oh, excuse me.
So we could only do up to 7 days more.
Oh, okay. for
Or
the second
longer if the
offense.
local regulation requires a longer suspension period, but I don't think ours does. It might be shorter even. So this would supersede that.
And this
Right.
is the first violation, it's a double violation, but it's the first violation for this business in Abington.
Well,
Yeah,
the other
so
one was.
both came together basically.
Right,
The-
okay.
Oh,
So you
5
said
days
9 years
apart.
of business,
Yeah.
but no previous violations.
We are very strict to keep our license safe. We try our best. We are human,
Right.
and there is a chance of mistakes in all of us, and we got lack of interest somehow because maybe we were just letting everything else happen.
I don't mean to be rude, but this is supposed to be a closed
Oh,
discussion thing. So
sorry.
not your
Oh,
fault.
there was
Yeah,
a
I know.
question.
That was
I know, I was
that was a
looking at
mistake
when I
in
asked it. My
on all of our
apologies.
parts. So just
My
this is
apologies.
we need to
Yeah.
have this conversation just us,
Yes.
not to
No,
exclude you
no,
right in
no.
front of us. But
No.
so unless we believe, I think that there's any merit in doing that, then that would be the only thing I think we need to make a decision on. But you know, we're already fining $3,000 and spending for 21 days. I think that's
I think
severe
it's
enough.
to
I think it's
be
pretty
this
fair.
time.
Can
Okay.
those 21 days go less? Do I have no?
No, it's 21 days.
It has to be 21 days.
We decided 21 days. Yes.
for all businesses
Yep.
across the board.
The state regulates the fines and penalties, minimum standards. Municipality cannot impose fines or penalties that are less than these mandated minimum standards, so it's not something that we can control.
So we could do up to 30 days, and we decided not to do the full 30.
Right.
So that was, we need to keep some consistent number. I think everyone's acknowledged that this is a mistake that was made, and this is just got to be that. We got to come down some way on that. So.
And we can keep the product in the store, not to sell, right? We can put some kind of.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be covered up, yeah.
It's gonna go out to the store. We have to take it out to the
Or
store.
cover it. So
We
that-
can cover it, right?
You can cover the product in
Yeah,
place.
We'll make sure. If that would be the choice, that would be nice. Otherwise. it'll be-
My recommendation would be that the board send a sign to each of the retailers that says that they have no tobacco products on site for that period of 21 days from October 1st until October 22nd, I would say, so that they can hang that sign and send someone to kind of periodically check to see that there are no tobacco products on site.
Yep, I can do that.
Thank you, yes.
Not on site, we can keep it on the side, right, but we cannot sell it.
You're definitely no selling.
Yeah,
I
we
think
are not
out of
selling
public
it,
eye,
But I
out
got
of the,
confused, I think she said that we shouldn't have it on the side as well, just want
Yes.
to make sure.
That's what she said.
It does say in your regulations,
Okay,
in the Abington regulations, in section S2H, it says all tobacco products as defined herein shall be removed from the retail establishment for the period of the suspension.
yep.
okay.
I think that
So
Yeah.
it's just cigarettes or vape as well, any nicotine, chewing
All
tobacco,
tobacco, all
everything,
tobacco, all tobacco.
everything.
Every
all
tobacco
everything
nicotine product
I would
and
direct.
accessories.
I would direct. I think if you have more questions, work with Chris. He can answer all those because
I
he's.
think I'm all set, but I have his number, I will
Perfect.
get in touch if I
Wonderful.
need to, but I just wanna be understand correctly, so I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, of course.
That was the only thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully I won't be on this year ever again, it's just my goal.
It's not particularly comfortable, I promise.
No.
So,
Yeah, it's not,
so.
but
All right. Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you,
Honesty and
sorry about that,
actions.
guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you very much.
And thank you to the businesses who came to discuss and present their cases. I like that better than
Well,
No,
actually,
no.
perfect that you said that because I was going to say. So we had Abington Vape and Smoke and Deanne's not join us. Kathleen, do you have anything you need to? Is there procedurally? I know I'm kind of following a bit of a script here, but things you need to mention or talk about
Would
with
you-
those.
Would you like me to just inform the board of the events?
Sure.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, so regarding Abington Vape and Smoke Shop, 988 Bedford Street, at approximately 12:30 PM on 7/15/25, an underage buyer was able to enter this adult-only establishment without being ID checked and purchase a Space Ultra electronic nicotine delivery system, or vape, for $25 from an adult female clerk with no questions asked. That would be a first offense of $1,000 and a second offense of $2,000, for a total of $3,000, or a violation, whatever you did with the last one,
Mhm.
you would want to remain consistent
Sure.
and do for this 2 violation shop.
why was that one 3,000? So it was 1,000 for entering the adult-only establishment, and then a second 1,000 for purchasing the vape product. Or was it?
The second violation would be an additional 2,000.
Okay, 1,000
alright,
for
so
the
it
first
should
one,
be 3.
2,000 for the second one.
I treated them both as first, it should have been a first and second.
Okay.
So I guess in the future to understand, is it never 2 first violations? That's not a thing. It's just if the regulations are
Yeah, it's
violated.
first and second.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Kathleen, thank you for that one. Do you, I don't know if you want to go over Deanne's as well, and then maybe we could just kind of make a decision on both
Sure.
of them there.
At 1:24 PM on 7/15/25, An underage buyer was able to purchase at Deanne's Restaurant, 340 Center Ave. They were able to purchase a pack of Marlboro cigarettes for $13.91 from an adult female employee with no ID check. This is a first offense for Deanne's with a mandatory $1,000 fine and up to 30-day suspension of sales.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think we still, in these cases, have things that we have set precedents for tonight.
Yeah.
So I think we just maintain course
Yep.
on what we decided.
21 days and the violations stand.
Yeah.
I have more concerns about the two that had multiple violations. And like the one being open so short amount of time and having so many, that's worrisome.
It's definitely something for us to keep an eye on, I think. So I know our health department will be looking at that. So I think, we've set the precedent of what we're going to do. They're, 21-day suspensions. The fines are stuck as they are. I don't think we need to take a vote to change what we already voted on at our last meeting, which is part of the course on that. So with that, I don't know that we actually opened an official second hearing for that, so I think we can just call that item completed.
I want to go on the record as just saying too, for future violations going forward, I would do the full 30 days. I think we went easy, but solidly for this first time, but I think next time,
Hopefully there isn't a next time.
yeah,
That's the
hopefully
good thing.
there is
So,
not a next time.
Kathleen, Sarah, thank you for joining us tonight. Obviously, you don't have to stick around if you don't want to, but you can. All right.
Thank you. If I could ask if Chris could send me the details of the flavor violation from the, was that Abington Smoke Shop? Abington
Sunoco on
Smoke
Center
Shop?
Ave.
Sunoco on Center Ave, yeah.
Oh, okay. If you could send me the details of that so that I could put that into the data system.
Sure, will do.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you again. With that, we'll move on to our short list of discussion and action items. We have a vote to approve the minutes of July 28th, 2025, which everyone should have a copy of. Do I have any motion
Make a motion
amendments?
to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Motion approved from Jason, second from Susan. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And those are passed. Health agent report.
Since I wasn't here at the last meeting, this report of my inspection stuff goes back to the last time I was before the board. So for the inspections, I won't bore you with all of them. They're listed on there. Most of those were routine inspections. On 7/22, we did a pre-opening for Better Day Bagel Company. That's a residential kitchen. They're just making bagels. And then on August 15th, that was a pre-opening inspection for 5A's. That's a new Caribbean restaurant where China Eatery used to be on Brockton Ave. There were no fines issued for priority violations. As far as complaints received by the department, June 24th, there was a complaint about rooming house mouse complaint. Correction order was issued on that. 7/1 rat complaint on Washington Street. Also on the 1st, Chestnut Glen had an elder at risk concern. That was found to be unwarranted. July 2nd, rat complaint on North Ave and Center Ave. July 22nd, noise complaint on Helen Drive. Got pavement was working before 7 a.m. It actually ended up being a one-day thing, so no action taken on that. 7/24, noise complaint on Loganberry Drive. 7/24, concern about massage parlor opening on Bedford Street. And let the caller know that the local boards of health do not oversee massage parlors. That's regulated at the state level, so not something that we can do. Rat complaint on at Kingswood Condos on 7/25. So generally, just for the board zoning, when we get a rat complaint, we send out a targeted mailing to that neighborhood. Because as I know Lindsay went over at the last meeting, it's a joint effort in the community to deal with the problems. Kingswood was an interesting situation. The problem ended up being the dumpsters. The drain plugs in the bottom were open, so the rats were pulling trash out. Our dumpster regulations require those drains to be plugged, So I worked with Boston Carting to have all of those repaired, and then the property maintenance folks at Kingswood to get a pest control company in. So that was something we were able to take action on. August 1st, complaint on Bank Street and Thaxter Ave about mattresses and chairs in yard. Correction order was issued. August 8th, noise complaint for construction after 7 p.m. on Niles Street. That also was completed the day that the complaint came in. On the 12th, rat sighting on Summit Road. 14th, an overgrown yard and stagnant pool complaint on Monroe Street. I was able to talk with those property owners rather than issuing them an order and got that situation resolved. On the 14th, a rusty water complaint. Someone came into the office with a cup of rusty water. We can explain that we have a water department, and those are the folks to deal with those complaints. But we do take all complaints seriously. And then finally on the 18th, rat sightings on Belmont Street and Crossley Street. So I want to thank people. They are reporting to the health department when they sight a rat. That way we're able to put it on the map and try to get an idea of what's going on. Again, while we may not be able to do anything other than a mailing, I do go out and check the areas looking for any obvious signs of overgrowth or, debris or dumpsters that might be causing the problem, and then we can take action. But so far, we haven't really come on anything. And final part for the report, trainings and conferences. On June 24th, I took a workplace safety training. And then from the 15th to 17th of July, I was in Phoenix at the National Environmental Health Association's annual conference. And, that's all I got.
Thanks, Chris.
Any questions on the health agent report?
No, lovely.
None? Okay. Lastly is correspondence. Does the board or the health department have any correspondence to share?
We do not.
Chris, is the IMA going to have to come before us? I should ask. Because it is going before the entire select board. I didn't know if that needed to come or if that was part of the fact that our.
Yeah, I'm not
Town
sure.
managers.
They're only looking for your signature, but it should probably.
All right. Well, so that'll be discussed at 5 o'clock next on the 8th. So that is also our next board meeting. So just to fill everybody in, there's an intermunicipal agreement that we need the Board of Health, the Select Board, the Town of Abington needs to sign in order for us to participate in the Public Health Shared Services Grant.
Yep.
So that paperwork needs to get done. That's something the Select Board's doing at their meeting at 5 o'clock on the 8th. We're also meeting at 6 o'clock the same day. So we will have that discussion. And I don't know that the question is really whether we are able to sign it or not. I don't know actually how our things work compared to, we're not the ones that do RFPs or anything like that, so it gets hairy, but we'll make sure we have that discussion and everything is clear to the board so we can move forward if we have to vote to sign something.
Do we need to be there at the 5 o'clock?
Nope. So that's just, they're going to make a decision on their part as the
Okay.
select board, and then
And
it'll
then
come
we'll
to
follow
us
up at ours at
just
6.
purely by timing. But it's something that we have participated in. Chris is wearing their logo right now. Like we are,
I was gonna say, what's an IMA?
intermunicipal agreement.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
So we've been part of this grant. We were the lead agency in this grant since its inception. Brockton has taken over as the lead agency, so that's all this IMA is changing the leads municipality from Abington to Brockton. Legal's already looked at it.
Realistically, it's more of, I'd say, a formality on our part. We already participate in this, but it's something that's going to come to us and has been, I know, bouncing around. It's been in my email a lot, and I want to make sure that that comes to us and we're not surprised. But we're doing what we can to partner with other communities and share our services because we know we are limited with what we can do with staffing right at the moment. All right. No other correspondence? With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn from Katie.
second that.
Second from Carol. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? It is unanimous. We are adjourned.